Broadcast to All Americans, Part 4. September 29, 2020 by Anna von Reitz. So now you understand that, Honest Abe, wasn't really so honest after all. He used semantic deceit to run for a territorial office as President of the United States of America, in order to avoid the prohibitions against attorneys serving in our government while holding foreign titles of nobility. Many people considered what Lincoln did to be treason, as it deliberately sidestepped and evaded clear-cut constitutional obligations. Lincoln never served in the similarly named office of the President of the United States of America, nor did he ever serve as President of the Federal Republic, that is, in the office of the President of the United States of America. He used semantic deceits to occupy a foreign office, while appearing to be our president, and had the horse laugh on everyone. Unfortunately, as a direct result of his action and the actions of those foreign entities supporting him in this deceit, the actual Federal Republic was destroyed, and once that happened it was impossible for anyone in his inherited office, President Andrew Johnson and President Ulysses S. Grant, for examples to correct this situation. Even though these men were not attorneys and were eligible to occupy the actual offices owed to the Americans, the organizational structures were gone. From that point on, the only way to restore the presidency was to reconstruct the entire, missing, midsection of the government. Both the Confederation and the Federal Republic operating as the States of America, would have to be rebuilt. Where to begin? Obviously, with the states and the Federation of States that gave rise to the Confederation in the first place. Each member state of the Federation created its own state of state to participate as a member in the Confederation. Maine created the state of Maine. New York created the state of New York. And so on. These business organizations were created to conduct routine business for the state while the state assembly was not in session. Their confederation provided the same sort of service to the federation, but was not authorized to declare war, act under any general power of attorney, or make any new policy decisions. Next, after the reconstruction of the Confederation by the states, the Confederation needs to take action in turn to reconstruct the States of America, the American portion of the federal government known as the Federal Republic. How and why this was done only makes sense once you realize that the entire federal government is merely a bunch of subcontractors providing enumerated services, and exercising specific delegated powers to be able to provide those services. Once the constitutions were written and adopted, those contracts were intentionally set in cement, subject only to an arduous amendment and ratification process. Those delegated functions became routine and clearly defined, such that the states would not have to look at them again until a question of ratification of a constitutional amendment arose. That's why the day-to-day management of the Federal Republic fell to the Confederation instead of remaining directly under the oversight of the Federation of States. And that is also why the reconstructed Confederation is a prerequisite to reconstruct the Federal Republic. States to create American States of States. American States of States to form the Confederation. The Confederation to form the States of America. The States of America to run the Federal Republic. And please note, the reason that we designate American States of States is that our state-of-state organizations, like our President's office, were undermined and substituted for by territorial interlopers on an emergency basis, and later by municipal states of states that simply nosed in for their share at the trough. Make no mistake. These Confederation and Federal Republic offices and organizations are supposed to be staffed by Americans, and they are supposed to be working for the American government, not the Brits, not the popes, and that has not been the case since 1860. Links to Anna's articles and resources can be found in the video description box. Thank you for subscribing, liking and sharing.